Pastor Derek.
And this is the Morning After Show. So like we've been doing every Thursday this summer, let's recap what happened at Elevate last night.
So last night at Elevate, it was a night of goodbyes. It was Caitie's last Elevate with us. And we also said goodbye to one of our graduating seniors, Jocelyn, who'll be going to college soon. And actually for the next couple of weeks, it's kind of paced out that some of our graduating seniors different last nights before they go away to school or start school here or do different things. And so always sad. We had our graduate Sunday and kind of our official like, hey, you're awesome, goodbye. But these are kind of our individual like nights of, hey, man, we're gonna miss you, but we're excited for what's next and the next phase there.
Yeah. Well, last night at Elevate, we switched things up a little bit. And so we started with a game called Sirioki. And so Siri actually read some lyrics from different Disney songs, and we had to guess the movie and the song title. So that was really cool.
Yeah. Caitie risked her life for that game.
Oh yes. They all had to come up and give me a high five to answer.
Yeah, it was a little scary.
It was.
Yeah.
But then we had small groups before the message, which was a new thing we tried. And then we looked at Hebrews 12, 1 and 2, which talks about the cloud of witnesses that was listed in the previous chapter.
Yeah, and we talked about many things with it, but kind of the three main things that you can take away from that is we're not running this race alone. It talks about in the beginning of Hebrews 12, the first two verses as we looked at, about running with perseverance and the fact that with this cloud of witnesses, meaning we have examples in our lives from the past and currently of what it means to live a life of faith, and we were never meant to have to run this race alone. And so we have encouragement from each other. And second is we're part of a long and rich history of believers that we can learn from, that we can be inspired from, and that even if you may feel like you're the first one to have to deal with these things, you'll realize that you're not, and that you have examples from our past. And third, a life of faith is a life that changes the world. And we looked at how these people, they weren't extraordinary people. They were people who had faith in an extraordinary God, right? And that's what changes the world. We then talked about some people who are examples of what a life of faith looks like beyond Hebrews 11, which is a list of kind of the Faith Hall of Fame, but then beyond that, we looked at some examples of their lives. So that's what we looked at last night at Elevate. Well, we want to look at just some announcements coming up. This next thing coming up is actually tonight. So you may be listening to this right away, or you may be seeing this after Shorebirds game. But we had to move the Shorebirds game. It was originally Monday, but we had one little tornado, and they had to cancel it, whatever. No, so we are having it tonight, same time. Meet at the church at 6 p.m. Cost is still only $2, which is awesome. And bring money if you want to get food or snacks or drinks while you're there. And you also need a signed permission slip to go.
And then tomorrow is actually our final countdown event, end of the summer event.
Yeah.
From 6 to 9, there's going to be lots of food, lots of games. It's going to be a great night to hang out together and celebrate the end of the summer. So be here at the church at 6 o'clock.
Yeah, it's a completely free event, some awesome food, fun games. Caitie's running it. It's going to be great. So, yeah. Well, this is actually our very last morning after show with Caitie.
Yeah.
She's going to be going, back to see family for a little bit and then back to college. If you don't know, she attends Mount Vernon Nazarene University, an awesome school, my alma mater. She's a youth ministry major, and you're going to be starting your junior year,
yep.
Right? And so this has been an awesome 12 weeks with her getting experience and ministering here at Elevate, and this is her very last one. Well, I just thought, is there any some thoughts or things you want to share with the parents and with students through our show?
Well, it's been awesome this summer, just getting to know all of you and your students, and I've just really enjoyed being part of your community here. I've learned a lot being at Elevate and church and even behind the scenes. So I wanted to share 3 things that I've learned. The first one, you guys are super competitive. I had a blast, and I'm super excited for Friday to play some more games. The second thing I learned is that school buses were not actually made to transport kids, but watermelons. I did not know that until I came here.
We have a student who drives one of those trucks.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Nice. And then the third thing is that God spoke to me through a lot of you, hearing your stories and what God has brought you through, and just who you are in your community. And it really touched me to get to know all of you and how God is working in your lives this summer.
Awesome. Well, last night at Elevate, we had a gift for you. You know, pictures, kids, students signed. But I have one more present for you. Since this is our last morning after show, I got to go grab it 1 second though. So, since I feel like you needed a coffee cup for here, so we actually had made some morning after show coffee mugs with Derek and Caitie. And I had to get myself one because I thought they were cool. So there you go. Lincoln, they're collectors because there's only 2 of them made. So there you go.
Wow.
We're official now. I feel like we're more of a morning show now because we have
yeah.
coffee mugs. And so there you go. And these will be special because it says with Derek and Caitie. And even if, we're planning on continuing the morning after show this fall, but this will be the last one with Derek and Caitie. So
it's true.
There you go.
So for the last time, I'm Caitie.
I'm Pastor Derek.
And this has been the Morning After Show.
Hope you have a great day and see you next week at Elevate. See ya.